Hello and welcome to Top Dogs TV Short Sports Shorts in conjunction with playerprofiles.co.uk and footballnewsviews.co.uk. Today in part 3 of our Legends of the Game series, we look at arguably the greatest player of all time, Pele. While it may be arguable that he is the best player of all time, he was certainly the most marketable and well known of all time. Emerging at just the right time to coincide with the arrival of TV coverage of football during his career, he was soon to become a household name, a brand even. In fact, surveys at the time showed only Coca-Cola ahead of him in terms of worldwide recognition. He himself, though a devout Catholic, once joked when asked of his fame compared to that of Jesus, "There are parts of the world where Jesus Christ is not so well known." People nowadays will talk about brand Beckham, but brand Pele was on a whole other level. When Pele went to the White House to meet then US President Ronald Reagan, Reagan said, "My name is Ronald Reagan. I'm the President of the United States of America, but you don't need to introduce yourself because everyone knows who Pele is." His club Santos took advantage of his fame to play money-spinning friendlies all over the globe, as his legend spread to the point he was declared a national treasure to make it impossible for him to leave Brazilian football, despite the riches on offer from Europe. It certainly did not stop the commercial juggernaut Pele had become as he endorsed products such as MasterCard, though he was one of the few players who did not have a boot deal with one of the two big sportswear manufacturers of the time, Puma and Adidas. These two companies were furiously engaged in a battle to recruit as many of the world's top sports stars as possible, but had entered into a so-called Pele Pact, as it was felt that the bidding war would cripple both companies, so neither would recruit him. So it was that Pele wore the boots of a small company from the UK, Stilo, until the opening game of the 1970 World Cup. Just as the game's about to kick off, Pele speaks to the referee and delays the kick-off so he can tie his shoelaces. The camera pans down to show Pele's boots, made by Puma. That is why endorsers would pay whatever it took to get him on board. He knew how to draw attention to them and was willing to go that extra mile. He even inserted a passage endorsing MasterCard in his own autobiography. Pele's time playing in the US of A transformed the soccer scene there and created the platform that the MLS is now built on. His legacy is becoming so famous that even a country with no idea about his sport embraced it because of him. He was truly loved around the world, as Clodoaldo said. In some countries they wanted to touch him, in some they wanted to kiss him, in others they even kissed the ground he walked on. So great was Pele's fame that even retirement never stopped him, as he became the first athlete to feature on the front cover of a video game. He even broke the taboo around discussion of erectile dysfunction when he endorsed Viagra. Suddenly it was no longer shameful for men to admit to having problems, as even Pele has had them. Pele may have been able to use both feet equally well, to be magnificent in the air despite only being 5 feet 7 inches tall, to have won World Cups and many other trophies, but his biggest achievement is without doubt his conversion of the USA and bringing it into the fold. That is why Andy Warhol once said, "Pele was one of the few who contradicted my theory. Instead of 15 minutes of fame, he will have 15 centuries."